Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, California Resources Corporation, Kern County Water Agency, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, and Bakersfield City School District, with additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education in Kern County and throughout the state of California.
I'm Marti from Do the Math. We are here live at the great Kern County Fair at the Chevron STEM Pavilion, and we are here to Do the Math!
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Do the Math. I'm Michael.
I'm April.
And I'm Chuck. Our phone tutors are waiting to take your calls. If you have questions for homework or getting ready for your test, give us a call at 636-4357. Outlying areas like San Luis Obispo, you can call toll free at 866-636-6284. You can email us calls at dothemath@kern.org. You can watch the show online and stream it at dothemathonline.net. And you can look for us on social media like Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Mike?
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
You know what? We have a couple of new things that we'd like to announce. First of all, welcome on board another major sponsor for Do the Math, Southern California Edison. So they've come on board as a major sponsor for the program. So we certainly do appreciate those guys. And also April's first day live on air with us today. So all of the kids that are watching out there, give a call and make sure you give all the nice hard ones for April today so that she can do some really great problems. And I know that we have a problem waiting in the wings for you, but it's one that I know that you've worked on already. So it won't be that difficult for the first one, all right? Anyway, before we get to the phone calls and all of the other events of the afternoon, let's first take a look at today's Math in the News. All right, today's Math in the News. Do you guys know today is a national day? It's a celebration of something. Do you know what it is?
I do not. I
You
did
do
not
not.
Google that today.
September 29th.
I'm not aware of this being a national holiday, or I don't remember it coming up other years, but it's National Coffee Day.
Oh, really?
So
Glad I
National
had a cup.
Coffee Day. So you had a cup.
Yes, I had a cup.
Isn't every day National Coffee
Well,
Day?
to a lot of people, it probably is. Now, so you've had a cup today. Is there a certain type of coffee or kind you drink or anything that you'd like to share with us?
Well, the coffee I had today was a Frappuccino, Starbucks Java chip. That's my favorite Frappuccino, and I like peppermint mocha from Starbucks as well.
All right.
My
Do you
favorites.
consume the...
Yes, I make my coffee at home. Drip coffee.
Okay. And I don't drink coffee anymore. I used to a long time ago, and it's funny because when I first moved out here from New York, there was a store in the mall, and it was spelled Coffees. And they go, all right, you need to do the commercial for it. And I did the commercial for it, and they come back and they go, you need to do it again. And I said, why? And they said, well, you said the name of the place wrong. And I said, well, it's called Coffees.
Coffees.
And they go, it's not coffees out here. It's whatever they say. It's coffees or whatever. So anyway, so today is National Coffee Day. Proper way to say it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the screen right now. I found some fun little facts about coffee. 54% of Americans over the age of 18 drink coffee every day. So it's not just a weekday thing or just if you go into work. Every single day, more, let's just say half the Americans over 18 drink it. So they drink it. How much do they drink?
I'm surprised it's that low. I would have expected it to be a higher percentage than that.
Well, I'm one of the 46% that says nay to it. Anyway, 3.1 cups a day, 9 ounces in each one of those cups. Now, you had one today.
Yes.
Do you typically
But it
just
was a
have one, or do you?
24-ounce cup.
24-ounce cup. All right, so you're taking care of that. We got our 27, 28 ounces here, and so you took care of that. And what about you?
Usually have 2 cups.
Okay. Now, is it just for you guys, first thing in the morning, you have you one done or 2 or whatever it is, and do you drink during the day also?
1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon.
Okay.
1 in the morning, unless it's cold, it's in the afternoon.
And then in the afternoon. All right. So,
I know some people who drink all day.
well, here's
night.
when they
Yeah,
drink
at
it. 65% with breakfast, 30% in between meals, and 5% drink it with meals other than breakfast. So, as you guys said, most
pretty
often in the morning, first thing in the morning. Now comes the big one. How much do they spend? So $2.45, the average, and I would dare say yours was more than $2.45.
$5
Considering the way you described it. Brewed cup of coffee, $1.38. All right?
And that's nationally,
Yes, it is.
not locally.
Right. National Coffee Association. All right? And then total $40 billion spent in the United States on coffee every year. So I just thought we'd bring out those numbers, a little something for National Coffee Day. And that is today's Math in the News. 636-4357 is the phone number. We do have phone tutors available until 5:30 on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Right now we're going to go to the phones, and a student from Buena Vista Elementary, April, how are you today?
Good.
And you're a 6th grade student, correct, April?
Yes.
All right. As soon as you're ready, I think April's going to head on over to the board and help you out. I believe you're working with some expressions.
Yes.
All right.
Hi, April. My name's April, and I'm going to help you today. Can you give me your expression, please?
3 parentheses 6 plus 7x close parentheses minus 5 parentheses 4x plus 9 closed parentheses.
Okay, so we're going to have a -5 after the first set of parentheses, I believe.
Yes.
And then
And then 4x, and what comes after that?
Plus 9.
So what do you know about this problem so far?
I know that you multiply the 3 and the 6 inside the parentheses.
So I'm going to multiply 3 and 6, and when we multiply 3 and 6, what do we get?
Plus 18.
So that's going to be a positive 18, and do I need to multiply that 3 by anything else?
The 7x
Why are we doing that?
to get rid of the parentheses.
Okay, so 3 times 7x will give me,
A positive 21x.
okay, and are we multiplying anything else? We've gotten rid of the parentheses there, so do we need to multiply anything else?
You need to multiply the -5
And
the
negative
4x.
Okay, negative 5 times 4x, the
Yeah.
product is?
Is negative 20x.
Great. And am I multiplying negative 5 with anything else?
You're multiplying negative 5 with the positive 9
And negative 5 times positive 9?
is negative 45.
So do you have 18 plus 21x minus 20x minus 45?
Yes.
Okay. What should we do from here?
Take the positive 21x and the negative 20x and subtract that
So we're subtracting those because
because they're common, because they both have an x.
they both have the same variable. They are like terms. And 21x minus 20x is?
Is 1x.
So let's go ahead and, is that a positive 1x or a negative 1x?
It's a positive.
So let's go ahead and bring down the 18 and subtract 45. And is there anything else I can put together because they have something in common or they are alike?
The positive 18 and the negative 45 are alike.
Adding or subtracting?
It's subtracting.
Okay, so the difference is?
Is 33x.
Do I need an x?
Yes.
Does 18 have an x?
No.
Does 45 have an x?
No.
So do I need an x?
No.
Okay, so when I subtract, I'm going to get 33. Is that going to be a positive 33 or a negative 33?
It's a positive.
Well, hold
positive?
on with the 33 first of all there.
Oh, thank
We're
you.
going to go, let's just go ahead. 45 minus 18 is going to give us 27. And then is that 27 going to be positive or negative?
It's going to be a negative.
Now, you sound like you're guessing, okay? We don't want you to guess. We want you to be sure. Is it a positive or a negative 27? And once you give me an answer, tell me why you think it is that answer.
It's a negative because the bigger number is a negative number.
Perfectly done.
And so our final answer will be 1x minus 27?
Yes.
Now, April, you did so well on that one. Do you have another problem like that you'd like to work on?
No.
You're all through with those?
Yes.
All right. Well, do remember, if you need some more help with those, we have phone tutors available until 5:30. Congratulations, April. You've got yourself entered into a drawing for the Condors Family 4-Pack, and also an instant winner going to the Great Kern County Fair. So that courtesy of our friends at Kern County Fair, as well as Mike Olcott, who was a guest in the couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Every student that goes on air today will win themselves a free fair ticket. So if you've been waiting to go to the fair, or maybe you want to go again,
Yes.
you know, your parents might be like, well, you've already been to the fair. And you go, I have a free ticket. I'm sure you can talk your
Can't
way
beat
into
that,
something
that's
that way right there. So 636-4357 is that phone number. We do have phone tutors available until 5:30. And if you're in San Luis Obispo County or outlying areas of Kern County, that phone number is toll free at 1-866-636-6284. And I know we're going to go out to the fair in just a couple of moments, but I also wanted to say there are teachers that emailed us. And the email, once again, is dothemath@kern.org. And the reason they emailed is because they wanted some more cards, informational cards about how to contact the program for their students. So if you're an instructor or a parent or something and you want some more cards, stickers, bookmarks, posters, anything at all that you would like to get out to your students to let them know about Do the Math, if you didn't receive any, you want more, or whatever the case might be, simply email us at dothemath@kern.org. You can also give us a phone call, let us know where you're at. We can go ahead and get those out. So we did have 2 schools that we're going to go out, and we'll send those out to those guys later on this week. Anyway, we do have some folks out at the Great Kern County Fair. They're taking part in the Chevron Pavilion. Let's go on out now and visit with Marty.
All right, well, we are here live at the Chevron STEM Pavilion, and we are here looking at a fabulous piece of robotics here. I've got Antonia here, I've got Matthew here. So, Matthew, what am I looking at here? Tell me about this.
Well, this is a robot that at BHS we made. We have about 6 other robots at our school at the moment. How it works is, well, let me explain the event first.
Okay.
There's going to be nets about this large that we have to shoot these type of balls into it.
Okay, so
And
it shoots the ball,
It shoots the balls, yeah.
and all the other robots will shoot the ball. This is a competition?
Yeah, it's a competition.
Is that happening today? When is that
No,
happening?
it's not. It's happening October 3rd.
October 3rd.
Yeah. You
Okay.
guys could all come if you want.
And we would be rooting for Matthew and Tim's fabulous robot here. All right, Antonia, what kind of questions you got here? Because I got a ton, but I'm gonna let you take one of these.
How does it move? Like, how does the wheels work?
We have a remote right here, and that marvelous guy right there coded it
Tim.
for the motors to work as they do.
So each one of these is an actual motor. So I'm assuming this one turns this gear here?
Yes.
Okay.
That's turn the gears.
All right, I've got to stop now. I got to see this thing work. Does it actually move?
Oh yeah.
It rolls like back and forth, and then what else does it do?
You can also launch the ball out of it.
Can we see?
Yeah.
We've got to see this robot move. All right, let's see this robot here. All right, so you've got the remote. Oh, wow. Okay.
Back up a tiny bit. Back up.
So can you actually shoot the ball now? Oh, look at that.
Gotta let it start. It goes a little farther.
Wow. All right, so the goal is to get as many balls into the net as possible. Is this right?
Yeah, but we still have a lot of work to do. The net's about this tall, if I haven't mentioned it. But we need to find a way to get it higher off the ground, the ball.
All right, how easy is this robot to actually control?
It's
Would
quite-
some crazy lady like me
You could
be
easily
able
control.
to control? I can control this. All right, so
Yes.
what do I have to click here?
So pretty much this is how you move it.
Okay.
Forward,
Forward.
left, right.
Very cool. And back.
And then this is how you launch, use the launcher. Let me just load that up for you. That's how you move that wheel up and
Okay,
down.
but I got it the wheels moving. We
Yeah.
need some rotational energy
And
going
that's how
there.
you charge it.
All right, so I'm gonna try it. You ready?
Yeah, it's better to have it charged.
Rotate it like that. Okay, all right, I'm moving it. It's amazing. Okay, here we go. Here we go, and woo! Hey, natural. I am a natural robotics person.
You want to try it?
Oh, you want to try it? Sure. All right, so hold this button down. Okay. Oops, careful. Woo! Here we go. Move that up. Ready? Click that button when you're ready. Lamb! Nice! Antonia! High five. Thank you. Woo! This is really cool. So tell me guys, like, what are your plans for like the future? Are you gonna go into some robotics? Has this inspired you to, you know,
I would have to
pursue
say,
this?
it has.
Yeah?
I know it has inspired this guy
Tim?
quite well.
All right.
What type of engineering do you want to go into?
I really want to major in anything that has robotics in it.
So
Computer
anything
science.
robotics,
Yeah.
computer
I want
science.
computer science.
I want to be able to do that computer science. I want to be able to code the next robot I build.
Yeah, hone it and build it.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that is fabulous, guys.
It'll be fun to do.
Yeah, I love that.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, guys, for showing us your robot.
Thank you.
Good luck on the competition on what date was it? The 3rd?
The third.
So come out, root for Matt and Tim's robot from BHS, the Robotics Club. I think this guy has got a good chance of winning. Back to you in the studio, Mike.
It looks like a lot of fun out there. Nice to see Antonia get the controls right there and start working with that as well. Anyway, they'll be at the fair all afternoon, and if you'd like a ticket to go to the Kern County Fair, all you have to do is give us a ring between now and 5 o'clock while we're still live, as well as tomorrow. We'll send everybody out to the Kern County Fair. Right now, we've got a student from Bessie Owens. Noelle, how are you today?
Good.
And what grade are you in?
Huh?
What grade are you in?
6th grade.
All right, as soon as you're ready, let's hear the math problem that you're working on.
Okay. Did I just redo the whole problem?
Please.
The school took in $875 at the bake sale fundraiser. 68% of the money came from cupcake sales. How much money did the school make selling cupcakes?
So 58% came from cupcakes?
58%?
68%.
68%.
60, okay.
Okay, so let me get that. So 68% came from cupcakes, and the $875 was the total sales. Is that what it was?
$875.
Was the total sales? Okay. All right, and so they want to know how many dollars, how much money was bought by cupcakes, right?
Yeah.
So what we have to do is we have to change that 68% into dollars, don't we?
Mhm.
So we're going to take 68% of that $875, okay? So let's rewrite the problem. So you read it to me in words, so we're going to do this problem. We're going to take 68% of 875, and our answer is going to be in dollars, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let me ask you, how do you do a problem like this? There's different ways. I just want to see which way do you set this up to take 68% of $875.
Well, I don't know how to do it.
Have you set up any of these problems? Have you done any of these before?
I haven't done it like this.
You haven't done it like this. I mean, do you do it as a proportion? Do you do it as a decimal? Do you know how you do these problems?
No.
Okay, so let's do it one way. Have you been working with decimals?
Yeah.
Yes. So let's do this as a decimal problem, okay? Can you change 68% to a decimal? Do you know what 68% means?
Would it be 0.68?
Yes, because we know that 68% means 68 out of 100, right?
Yeah.
Percent means out of 100. And 68 out of 100 is what you just said, is 0.68, isn't it?
Yeah.
We know we have to have 2 decimal places for our decimal because we have 2 zeros here. So 68% is the same as 0.68. And when we take 68% of something, we're actually going to take that of and change it to multiplication. So I'm going to take 0.68 times 875. Okay?
Okay.
So when we take 68% of a number, we're going to take that decimal times that number to get the answer. So let's go ahead and work that out. I'm going to take 0.68 and multiply that times 875, okay?
Okay.
So now we're just going to go ahead and multiply. 8 times 5, what is that?
40.
40. So I'm going to put down the 0 and carry the 4, right? 8 times 7.
56.
56 plus the 4 that we carried. What is that?
60.
60, right? It's going to go right up to 60. So we're going to put a 0 and carry the 6. And now 8 times 8.
64.
64 plus 6 is
70.
70. So nice round number there. We get 7,000, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's multiply by 6. And when I multiply by the 6, I have to come down here under the 6, right? So let's go ahead and put our 0 here. And let's go 6 times 5 now. So what's 6 times 5?
30.
30, carry the 3. And 6 times 7,
42.
plus the 3 that we carried, right? So 42, 43, 44, 45, right?
Yeah.
And then 6, that's a 4, I'm sorry. And then 6 times 8,
48.
plus the 4 that we carried. And what do we get?
52.
52. All right, so we've done all of the multiplication. All we have to do is add this up, take care of our decimal, and that's going to be our answer out here, isn't it? So the adding up is real nice with all of these zeros, isn't it? 0, 0, 5, 7 plus 2, that's a nice easy 9. And 5. We've got 1, 2 decimal places, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have 1, 2 decimal places in our answer, and it looks like our answer is going to be 595. And since we were working with numbers for the sale at the big sale, it's going to be $595 should be our answer to that problem. Okay?
Nicely
Thanks for the
done.
call.
Noel, you still online with us? Are you still with us, Noel?
Yeah.
All right, well, for such a fantastic problem, we're going to send you with a ticket to the Kern County Fair, so congratulations on that. We hope you have fun out there. And Noel, are you still online or not? No, she's gone. Okay, guys, I was going to ask her a question, so I'll ask you, April.
Thank you.
You know, I'm glad you said thank you and not like Marty or Mary Lee. Like, oh,
Come on.
okay. Do you have a favorite type of cupcake? Or do you even like cupcakes?
No, I don't like frosting.
Okay, neither do I.
But
I don't like frosting either. If I
guess
get a
like
cupcake, I scrape
white.
the frosting off, or I put powdered sugar on it instead.
a white cupcake.
So just plain vanilla white cupcake.
Yes.
Chuck, what about yourself there?
I would probably take chocolate.
Blueberry, I'll tell you. Blueberry, like a muffin?
Muffins,
I guess a
yeah.
muffin cupcake.
So I guess a cupcake without frosting, I guess, is a
a
muffin,
muffin.
huh?
I guess. But anyway, nicely done right there with Noel. We do have phone tutors available until 5:30. And you know what? I'm going to give you an option on the next problem that you do. Because I know there are a lot of students working with these type of problems, and you have no idea what I'm holding in front of me right here. But I'm going to let you choose problem number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
What's your favorite number?
Let's go 3.
Let's go 3. Excellent choice. To the board, will you please, young lady? All right, here we go. -3, open parentheses, or I'm sorry, -3n, I'm sorry.
N as in Nancy.
So we'll have to get rid of that.
Uh-oh.
You move it, but we're still going to need the n there. So -3n.
Is that going to... Nope.
Just the arrow.
Thank you. Nope.
I'd say put the pen down and pick it back up. Does that sometimes.
Smart board.
There we go. -3n, open parentheses, -n plus 4, close parentheses, minus n, open parentheses, 3 plus 7n, close parentheses, simplify.
We've been doing a lot of these expression problems.
Right.
Yes. So I just go without.
Just go with it. And the reason I wanted, this is one of those problems on there, is because we've got a lot of negatives to deal with, and we have some n's without numbers in front of them.
Okay.
So that's why I want the students to work on something like that.
Okay, so we're going to multiply -3n times -n, and there's a 1 there, so I'm going to multiply -3 times -1, and I'm going to get +3, and since I have n times n, that's going to be n to the second power. And I'm going to multiply -3n times +4, and so I'm going to multiply negative times a positive. That's going to give me a -12n, and then I'm going to multiply -n times 3, which gives me negative times a positive. It's going to be -3n, and n times 7n, and that's a -1 times a +7, so that's -7. N times n gives me n squared. And I can only put together terms that have the same variable raised to the same power, since there's an exponent of 2 here. And there's not an exponent here, and there's not an exponent here. So +3n squared and -7n are like terms. I'm going to combine those, and I get -4n squared and -12n and -3n. They have the same variable with the same power, so I'm going to combine those terms. And the variable stays the same. It doesn't increase in powers. And so the answer would be -4n squared minus 15n.
Good, and I want you to leave that up there for a moment, because a lot of students will forget about leaving the sign when they're combining like terms. So on that one, they might look at that and go 12 minus 3n, and they're going to put 9n, all right? And I think you just hit it. Trickster.
I didn't.
We'll reveal the problem again now, all right? But anyway, that's why, because some students will see 12n minus 3n, they'll put 9n. They've done all of the distributing correctly, but then simply forgetting that that is a -12n. And then the n times n, as April showed, is n squared, instead of simply +3n, and then combining those powers that are the same. So another good expression problem right there, a little different than what April was working on, because now we had something raised to the second power with those variables. 636-4357 is the phone number. We do have phone tutors available until 5:30. We'll head out to the fair in just a little while, right after this. Well, today we're on the Central Coast. We're in San Luis Obispo enjoying the beautiful weather. We're at C.L. Smith Elementary School, and today we're here to... Well, today we're at C.L. Smith Elementary School with Sophia. She is a 6th grade student here at C.L. Smith and ready for a very difficult problem. You are ready, right? Yeah. Okay. Do you have a pen in hand? How about if you choose a number between 20 and 90?
35.
35. Excellent. That is the number today. We're going to turn 35, and we're going to do fractions, decimals, and percents. Okay? So 35, if you scored a 35 on a test, okay, would that be a very high mark or a low mark?
A low mark.
It would be a low mark, right? Especially if it was out of 100, right? I mean, if it was 35 out of 35, it'd be an awesome grade, right? Okay. But we'll work out of 100 today, okay? So if I wanted to turn 35 into a fraction, like I wanted 35 out of 100, how would I write that? So 35 out of 100, written now 35 hundredths as a fraction. How about a decimal? Now sometimes I see where people, they write decimals and they go like this, they add a 0, or where it could be like this, or they could have 35 and put the decimal there, or 35 like that. What's the difference between all of these? How did you know that that was the correct way to write the decimal?
Well, that is the tens, and that is the
Hundredths?
and that's the thousandths.
Good, I like how you put that at the end of those.
So if you put a 0 here, that would be in the hundredths, so it would be 35,000.
Right, and that's not what we want, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what about this one?
That is 3 5/10.
Perfect, we don't want that.
No.
What about this
And
one?
that's just 35.
This is 35. So you did it perfectly the first time, right? So we have 35 out of 100, 35 hundredths. 35 hundredths written as a decimal. Now, what if I wanted 35%? How would I write that? Nicely done. Now, the only thing I would like you to do is I'd like you to take the 35 hundredths, and what I'd like you to do is simplify that fraction if you could.
Okay.
So how would you go about doing that? What's the first thing you would look for, or what are you trying to think of first?
I'm finding factors of 5,
Okay, of 35.
of 35.
So what are the factors of 35?
I don't really know.
Well, we know one in 35, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We know what else will go into 35.
Well, 2 all the way up,
Well, will 2?
all the way up to 35.
Well, we could go all the numbers up to 35, but we know 2 won't because it's not an even
Oh,
number, right?
yeah.
So what will go into 35?
Odd numbers.
All of them? No, not all of them.
Prime.
We'll see. If a number ends in 5, what do we know will go into it?
5.
There you go. 5 times what?
5. Or 5.
5 times what will give you?
35. 5. Sorry.
That's okay. 5 times what? Is getting it. So 5 times what?
7.
There you go. 7. All right. Is there anything else that will go into 35 besides 5 and 7?
No.
No. Because in 4th, 5th grade, you probably learned your divisibility rules, right? We know 2 won't because it's not an even number, right? 3 won't because when you add them up. 6 won't because 2 and 3 don't go into it. So we have our factors 1, 5, 7, and 35. Out of these numbers, which one will go into 100?
I think 5 would.
Okay, so let's divide each of these by 5. And then go ahead and tell me what you get. Well, think about how many times 5 go into 10?
Oh, twice. So
Twice.
20.
And then put a 0, right? So it's 20. Right? So 7/20 is now simplified from 35 hundredths. And we know 7 is a prime number. You were talking about prime numbers before. So if we have a prime number, we know that that is now the simplified fraction. All right, Sophia, nicely done. Fractions, decimals, and percents. And once again, thanks to all of those students and staff at the school. They were just fabulous to work with. We always have a fun time when we go out and visit the different schools. 636-4357 is the phone number. We do have phone tutors available until 5:30. Don't forget, every time you phone in to do the math and we do one of your problems live on air, your name is automatically entered into a drawing, and we give away a family 4-pack to go see the Bakersfield Condors every single day. And today, we'll also throw in a Kern County Fair ticket. And that you will instantly. So every single person.
Nice.
So we've given away a couple of those already this afternoon. Speaking of the fair, I know that Do the Math is at the Kern County Fair, the part of the Chevron Pavilion. Let's head on out now and see what's new with Marty.
And we are back here live at the Kern County Fair at the Chevron STEM Pavilion. And with us now, we've got Sebastian here with the Boys and Girls Club Robotics Club. Sebastian, tell us a little bit about your club.
Well, I've been doing robotics for about 5 years now. I
Cool.
brought some of the members here with me today. We
Awesome.
have Crystal, Vincent, and 2 Michaels for you.
Very cool.
They each have about more than 3 years experience of robotics.
How early can they start robotics?
We usually do 3rd grade and up, but I have 1st and 2nd graders involved. so-
Already doing robotics
Yes.
out at the Boys and
So-
Girls Club. That is awesome.
So there's no age discrimination if you are able to build.
If
So-
you can build, come
Okay.
build it,
Yes.
right? All right, well, let's see this first contraption here, this first robot. Now, what is this?
This
Mackenzie,
one
you're
is-
playing this game.
The whack-a-mole. This
Oh,
one
how
was
cool.
built by Vince and Crystal, and it took them about maybe 3 days to build.
Only 3 days to
Yes.
build this. So cool, and so it keeps track of what, the highest score?
Yes, it has a computer system which will keep track of your score, so you can challenge your buddies at a game of whack-a-mole.
Oh, very cool. So if kids come down here today, they're able to actually get some hands-on experience,
Yes.
or could they play the whack-a-mole
Yes,
if they wanted to come down
We
here?
purposely built this style of robot and the one over there as well, so they can be interactive with
Oh,
the people
very
walking.
cool. All right, what do we've got next down here? Now this one is pretty crazy here.
Yeah, this one is in the building process, and we have Michael here building an electric guitar.
An electric guitar?
Yes.
So is this like Guitar Hero here?
It is a little bit like Guitar Hero. It has a sensor, and it will actually tell you which notes you are playing on the computer screen.
By how do you show it the notes though?
By how far it goes, this will sense how far you're pushing it forward, and it will show which note is which.
Really? And do we have a whammy bar right here? Is that what that is?
Yes.
Oh, very cool. That's crazy. Now you just finished this, like just moments ago. It's almost done, but it's like brand new, ready to go to be played with. Now that is cool. So we're a few minutes out from that probably being all up and running then, right?
Yes.
Now how long did that take Michael here to
Like
build?
what?
When I started, it was about 2 right here.
Uh-huh.
So this is the back, and then most of
Did it take like 1 day, 2 days, a month? How long did
From the time here, he built that one piece in probably like half a day, and then the rest of it, so I would say 1 full day
One
together.
full day? He's got this whole thing together? Wow, Michael. Very
And
cool.
And as you can see here on the tab is how he is actually building
So
the
it
robot.
actually shows the instructions
Yes.
on the next things for to build it. Oh, how cool.
So it is very electronic savvy now.
And does it actually communicate with the device?
It does have an app, the Commander app, which you download and you control it with Bluetooth.
Bluetooth.
I don't believe you can control the guitar with this one, but like
some of the other ones.
but some
Oh,
of
let's
like
come
the
down here and check this out.
the race cars as well, you
Okay.
can control those.
Now, who built this guy?
This one was built by Michael Pignon.
We've got Michael on this one. Okay, and we've got Vienna,
Hi.
who is driving this contraption, yes? Now, Vienna, how long did it take you to actually figure out how to drive this guy?
About 1 to 2 minutes.
1 to 2 minutes, and you're already a master. Does he go?
Yeah.
How do we get him going here?
So if you press the 2 buttons in the front, you just go straight.
Oh, look at that. So he'll go straight. Can you turn him so he doesn't run into the blocks there?
So the left, you go right, and then the right button you go left.
Oh, it's kind of backwards. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And then if you put number 2, if you press the top button,
Oh, we got a propeller going there. Look
the
at that.
propeller.
Very nice.
So,
Can you take him all the way down there? There you go.
yeah.
Needs a USB cord.
So this is just open for anyone to come down here,
Yes.
get some hands-on experience with some robotics, with the Boys and Girls Club. You can come down, you can drive this guy on your own here at the Chevron STEM Pavilion. It's open to the public. just come on down, check out these robots, and meet some of the amazing people that built them. It's just such a wonderful experience.
Amazing
Thank you,
children.
Children. From first grade to all the way up to high school. Thank you so much, Sebastian,
you're
for
welcome.
everything that you're doing for
No
these
problem.
kids and for allowing this to be here to the fair, just open to the public for everyone
it's
to
a fun
work.
experience.
Thank you so much. Back to you, Mike.
Nice to see all of those kids. As they said, kids as early as first grade working with the robotics right there, able to program these things, get them to do different things. And as you were telling April a little bit before, we've had previous years, and they'll be in again this year, I'm positive of it, students from Bakersfield High School and other high schools that have robotics teams that enter competitions throughout the state, and they do rather well at these competitions. And these things get pretty large because they have competitions in Bakersfield at some of the high schools, and then at the fairgrounds, because there are so many teams, they need to be in one of those large buildings where they host these things. So if you'd like to know a little bit more about that, they're out at the Chevron STEM Pavilion tonight, and we know that Do the Math will be out there until 5 o'clock, a little after that. But the guys with the robotics will be out there probably a little bit longer after that.
Probably.
And if you're like, hey, Mom, I'd like to go check that out, well, you can't go because we don't have money for the fair. Well, you know what? You can get a free fair ticket simply by calling in to Do the Math. You've got about 15 more minutes to do that if you'd like to go this afternoon. Anyway, we do have phone tutors available until 5:30 on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Time for a problem for you now.
Okay.
All right. This has to do with recipes. And we were talking about the cupcakes earlier, so let's go into a cookie recipe now.
Okay.
All right. Ariana has 2/3 quart of milk. So 2/3 of a quart.
Okay.
She needs 3/4 of it in the cookie recipe.
3/4
Of
it.
that
not,
amount.
Not 3/4 of a quart. 3/4
Of that amount to
Of
make
it.
the cookies.
for the cookies.
And we need to know what was the actual amount that she used.
Okay, so a few minutes ago we did a percentage where we took a percent of some money. Now we're going to take a fraction of this 2/3 of a quart of milk. So we're going to take, instead of 64% or whatever it was, we're going to take 3/4 of 2/3 quarts. So just like we did with the percent, this of means multiply. So I'm going to multiply 3/4 times 2/3. Now there's two ways I can do this problem. I can take 3/4 times 2/3 simply by multiplying the top 3 times 2 and multiplying the bottom 4 times 3, and I can get my answer and reduce it. And we'll do that in a few minutes. But before I do the multiplication, I notice over here that everything on top and everything on the bottom, these are multiplied and these are multiplied. So what I can do is, instead of doing the multiplication first, I can reduce this first before I multiply 3 times 2 and 4 times 3. So I can do it here or I can do it here. And some students call this cross-canceling, and really what you're doing is reducing the fraction. I'm going to reduce the 3 by dividing 3 and 3 by their common factor, which is 3, right? So 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 3 once. I can divide 2 and 4 by the same factor. They can both be divided by 2, so I'm going to divide this by 2. That's going to give me a 1. And I'm going to divide this by 2. That's going to give me a 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So I get, on top, 1 times 1. And on the bottom, I get 2 times 1. So that looks like it's going to be 1/2. I can do the same thing over here, right? I could divide out the 3's. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Divide by 2 here, divide by 2 here. I get the same answer. So whether I put them together in one fraction or do the cross-canceling, reducing over here, I get 1/2 for my answer. So it looks like my answer is going to be 1/2, but it's going to be 1/2 of that 2/3 quart, so it should be 1/2 quarts of milk.
Okay, and leave everything up there. And what I'd like you to do is, because I know how you simplified before you multiplied everything, Go ahead and maybe on the far left here, go ahead and write 3 times 2 over the 4 times 3.
So if I had done it,
Right, I want you to do it the other way, so students are like, well, what if I just go ahead and multiply it out instead of canceling things in case I forget to do
so I
that?
multiplied it here. I showed the multiplication, but I reduced it first. If I do the multiplication, I'm going to get 3 times 2, I'm going to get 6 on top. I'm going to get 4 times 3, I'm going to get 12 on the bottom. And now I'm going to reduce this instead of before multiplying, I'm going to reduce after. And here my greatest common factor, instead of being 2 or 3, it's going to be 6. 6 goes into 6 once, 6 goes into 12 twice, and I still get my answer of 1 over 2 or 1/2 for my 1/2 quarts.
All right, nicely done. Thank you for that. 636-4357 is the phone number. We do have phone tutors available until 5:30. Came up last week. We had a couple of parents phone in and wanted to know how they could help their students. You can give us a call anytime. We will be more than happy to kind of guide you through problems over the phone. That way you can help your students at another time. Maybe they're out busy doing something like that. So at any time, parents, friends, whatever, of students can call in. And the reason I bring that up is because a lot of parents are saying, they tell me they're doing it a different way in class, and I'm trying to show them one way. And so that's one reason why we'll help you. Another might be, perhaps it's been a while since you've done a certain type of math, and you just need a little brush up on, you know, my kid's doing this now, and I remember doing it, but I don't want to have them do anything wrong that I may have forgotten. Right. Can we just kind of brush up on this real quick, and then we'll go ahead and do that?
Sometimes it's just understanding the directions with the new problems.
Right,
now.
understanding exactly what they're looking for.
Exactly.
Which brings in the reasoning, right? And reasoning, you just did your problem, so it's your turn. Tag, you're ready. So we did a little problem right there. We're going to have you do some multiplying right now.
I'm ready.
Mark's father travels 463 miles every month for work. 463 miles a month for work. Chuck, how far do you travel per month, would you say? Let's go daily.
Daily, about,
So
I don't know.
back and forth to work, to school.
Yeah, so probably 12 miles a day times, say,
5,
20.
so 60. So 60
maybe
times
240.
4, so
Yeah,
240 a
240
month.
miles.
Do you travel farther than that, do you think, 12 miles
Just
a day?
a month.
A little farther, maybe about 20.
Okay. I don't go that far.
So you're
I'm
doing
lucky
maybe
I am.
400 miles a month, just back and forth to school.
We need to know how many miles he drives in 8 months.
In 8 months. So if, what's his name?
Mark.
If Mark's dad travels 463 miles per month, that is 1 month, 463 miles in 1 month. And we need to know in 8 months. So what we're going to do is multiply 8 times 463, because every month there's 463 miles. So after 8 months, that's repeated addition, and we can easily multiply that. So 8 times 3 is 24. I'm going to carry the 2. And 8 times 6 is 48 plus 2, which will give me 50. And 8 times 4 is 32 plus 5, which will give me 37. And so Mark's dad will travel 3,704 miles in 8 months.
All right, nicely done. Thank you for that. Do remember we have phone tutors available until 5:30. We'll go back to the fair in just a little bit, right after this.
Nationwide, at least 1 out of 10 students misses nearly a month of school every year. At some Kern County schools, even more students are chronically absent. Unless the pattern is stopped, those missed days can lead to 3rd graders unable to read well, 6th graders failing classes, and 9th graders thinking about dropping out. Too often, it's thought that absences aren't a problem as long as they're excused, or that a child's learning won't be affected unless he or she misses a lot of days in a row. But research shows that missing even a couple of days per month can add up to so much lost class time that kids just can't keep up. So let's work together. school and business leaders, parents and students, doctors and neighbors to get all kids to school on time every day. For more information and ways you can help, visit kernstayinschool.org. Thank you.
Field day consisting of fire line construction, utilizing the tools that they've learned about, and working as a crew in a simulated fire. Some of the skills they're learning is hose lays, different types of hose lays that we put on wildland fires, working with portable pumps and water usage. Team building exercises, a lot of team building exercises.
The whole line's working as a single crew. We're gonna follow the pink flagging into the brush.
I knew it was going to be tough and I knew it was going to be hard work. I didn't expect, back-breaking work, but it definitely is. It definitely takes a lot of work. I need crew one! I found out like a week ago that I was crew boss, and I was really nervous and I wasn't sure how I was going to be and how I was going to handle certain things, but so far they're helping me out. They're guiding me along, making sure I do things right, and it's a lot of fun to have my own crew, so it's a cool experience.
Real world, it's pretty similar to this, where you're with your crew members and teammates and you're stuck somewhere in the hillside where there's no roads and stuff, so you have to hike them.
You just gotta muscle them up, and that's it. Get them up there.
I've struggled with trying to help out the guys, get somebody out, and it's like, well, how can we work around this? How can we make it easier for ourselves? Because it's stressful.
The most important part is to get them to the ambulance or to the medevac ship.
Safety's our number one priority out here. Working in the woods, you have numerous hazards, rocks rolling down, trees coming down. You never know what could happen out here.
In 2010, there was a fire that came in really close proximity to my home. And at that point, I realized, it takes a lot of effort to get these fires contained and extinguished. And I realized I wanted to be a part of that. These firefighters put a great effort into getting that fire extinguished, and, it just hit me close to the heart.
Joaquin, get in there. Yeah, I'm coming.
You copy. I took this class last year, and I got certified as of last year, and on April 2nd I got a call. I'm hired up on the Klamath National Forest, and they want me to be up on an engine up there, so this class definitely benefits me in so many ways.
Last 2 weeks, 3 weeks of this class, we're all outside, all hands-on, and so it was a really good experience, and it was just good getting the knowledge of being in the Forest Service. Crew 1 copies.
I went through it myself in 1999 and have been with the Forest Service ever since. It's a great career opportunity for the local students up here.
So right out of high school, I'm going to be a wildland firefighter, and it's really, really great opportunity, and I'm glad I took it.
Kern Public Schools, shaping our future, one student at a time.
And that, I think, is the best thing, is having that opportunity to go out and try those different occupations and things like that, just to get some experience with the opportunities and things like that. We do have phone tutors available until 5:30, but right now we're going to go back out to the Kern County Fair with the Chevron STEM Pavilion and Marty.
Thanks, Mike. We're out here live again at the Kern County Fair at the Chevron STEM Pavilion. I'm here with Carrie Boyer. You are the executive admin lead for the employee team. Tell us a little bit about why you guys are out here. Why do you do this? This awesome thing that you do for the kids?
Well, obviously our STEM program is an awesome program for the kids in school, and this is a great venue for them to be able to come out and share the projects that they work on so hard with the public and with Kern County, and so it really gives them an opportunity, and it also gives them a little encouragement to come out in front of the people and be able to present what they've spent a lot of hard work and time on.
How long will you guys be out here for at the fair with all your awesome robotics?
Today we're just out here until 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So we're also spending some time discussing in the month of October, we've got our Fuel Your School program.
Tell us a little bit about that. So
what that is, like I said, for the month of October, for every 8 gallons of gasoline purchased at Chevron, Chevron will donate $1 to the schools, and it does stay in the community.
In Kern
So
County?
It does.
How do teachers sign up for that?
Through DonorsChoice.com.
Okay, so they
or
go to
.org,
Donors
sorry.
Choose. Okay, and they go there and they can actually sign up to do the Fuel
Yes,
Your
and
School.
They can, and they
Very
can
cool.
submit their projects, and then what happens is they decide, they take the time to decide which projects that'll be funded
very
by
cool.
what's turned in. So, and then we've also got more information on fuelyourschools.com, and it gives you
At Chevron?
At Chevron.
Okay, well, if you're interested, if you're a teacher, you want to get funded for a STEM program, make sure you go to Donors Choose. And again, I just want to thank you so much for everything you're doing here, for the Fuel Your School, for just funding and being a part of the Kern County community, getting kids interested in robotics. Come out for the October 3rd, the robotics competition here around 9 a.m. on October 3rd. Hope to see you and your kids out here playing with some robots. Back to you, Mike.
All right, thank you very much for that. And as we heard, they will be out there until 9 o'clock this evening. So a lot of great things. April, we're going to go ahead and look at that problem, and we're going to do it a different way that some of the books have been doing it, doing 463 times 8.
And that's the beauty of math. You can look at the same problem in different ways. And so instead of multiplying 8 by 463, I'm going to multiply them by place value. So I'm going to take 400 and multiply that by 8. And then I'm going to take 60, because this is in the tens place value. So I'm going to take 60 and multiply that by 8. And then 3 is in the ones place, so I'll take 3 and multiply that by 8. And then I have to add all of those together. So that would be 3,200 plus 480 plus 24, which will give me the same answer, 3,704 miles in 8 months.
All right, nicely done. I just wanted you to present that another way so that some students and parents can see, oh, that's the way I kind of been seeing it lately, or that's another way to do it.
And just another way to think about it.
And there's some students that might go, I've never seen that, but that makes more sense to me and I can get it that way. So that's exactly what it's for. 636-4357 is the phone number. We do have phone tutors available until 5:30 on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. A reminder for those of you viewing the program on the Central Coast, if you're in San Luis Obispo County, we have a lot of fun when we go over and visit the schools over there, and the students are fantastic to work with. And a reminder, if you phone in and we do one of your math problems on air, you'll be going to Doc Bernstein's Ice Cream Lab absolutely free, simply by phoning in and doing a math problem. So, every single day we do give away a family 4-pack to go see the Bakersfield Condors, and today we have quite a few students in there. Let's find out who our winner is.
Hopefully it's April.
That's not you, April, though.
I know, it's April.
Is it? All right, well, there you go. So congratulations to April.
That's
family
nice.
4-pack to the Bakersfield Condors. And until we meet again, continue to do the math.
Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, California Resources Corporation, Kern County Water Agency, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, and Bakersfield City School District, with additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education in Kern County and throughout the state of California.